Hello again, my lovelies. Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another Stash Dive Tuesday with my lovely friend Scrappy Adam. And we open it up and invite anyone who wants to play along and dive into their stash. Just let us know, leave comments in anybody's video, and you are more than welcome to play along. So, the only rule is you cannot use 2 or more. You can use 2, but no more. So you can have thickers, like cardstock stickers and chipboard stickers from a collection, but then that's it. You can't use any paper or anything else, because it's all about grabbing those onesies and twosies that we all have sitting around that we always neglect to use. So, I am almost out of my page kits. It's kind of sad. I've got to create more this week. So here is the the Stash Dive little page kit that I have put together. I just recently threw this in here, and I don't know if it's going to go, but it was from another Stash Dive layout, or quite possibly a Scrapdom layout. But it's the circle, and now that I look at this, this is more of a brown base, and the black is probably not going to work. So, we have, how I put my little page kits together is I go through all my random bits, and just pull in items that coordinate with the colors that I've chose, right? So we've got a create, we've got let's watch the stars, celebrate, sweet little moments, some glitter leaves, a button, random, a star, wander, how fun, together is the best place to be. That must be what the create was on. This is our story, dream, a little banner. Got this. I can tell you already the star's not going to use because I think it probably got stuck in there by mistake because rose gold is the color that I went with. We've got the Joy Rub-On, do this now, busy but blessed, and a tag. Plus, all of my scraps from the Scrapdom and the Stash Dive and the Stash Mash Tuesday, I learned from watching the lovely Laura Alberts. Instead of holding on to the scraps, cut them down into 4x6 and 3x4 cards. So I've got these in case I need to pull that in for anything. Then we have this lovely paper right here. It looks like it's come from a paper pad, and I believe this is the Maggie Holmes paper pad. So we have all the papers. So I've got a cut apart here, kind of cool, a floral element, so a small one, a large floral, which to be honest, probably going to fussy cut this out because that's been my thing lately, another cool geometric pattern, and then some wood grain. So I have no idea what we're going to do other than these 2 sheets are going to be fussy cut out. And we have these photos from Whitney's sophomore year homecoming. So I love this little girl has on sneakers and she has on her Jesus sandals. So cute. When I was in high school we didn't do that. We wore heels. That's so weird. Fun. Okay, so I have no idea who these boys are or this girl, but we're fine. We're going to get those scrapped. So I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to fussy cut this, and I'm going to cut up this cut apart, and then we're going to see what we can create with the remaining 3 sheets. So stay tuned for later in this week. I will have some page kits. I'm going to create some page kits, and we'll see what we can do. But right off the bat, I know I'm going to pull in 2 of these guys to make photo mats from a page, right? So then these can just kind of like hang out, because I just kind of go in there and pull photo mats when I need them. But this is a Stampin' Up! Collection, and it's got the little triangles, but it's like a perfect match. We're going to pull this guy and stick him back over here on my desk, and hopefully I'm able to use him at a later date. So, maybe we just, so I know this is 4x6, so before I go off screen, we can just come on and we'll just cut this down just a smidge. Well, right? It's always just a shame. So let's see if I got it. not 6 inches, so it makes it hard to eyeball it, right? We need it just a little bit more. Just take it and add it right on top of that. So there's that one. And then let's take this one in. And this one. See if I got that one right. We can put that together real quick. So list it down below though, for real. For real. I will have everybody that plays along with us for a Stash Dive Tuesday. So please hop along, check them out, see what they're using up of their collections. Oh. So this is why I map my photos and then cut it out, because I am horrible at lining them up. I see people do it and I'm like, you guys are awesome, and I'm like, yeah. That's a negative. Ghost Rider, that's a negative. Alright, so we've got those. So I feel like plan is going to be like this in the middle, and then we'll have like florals coming on the top, like a little swag, and then some stuff down here. So that's what we've got to start working on, but first we've got to get this all cut out. So I will be right back with all this fussy cutting done, and we'll continue on with the layout. Alright, so much fussy cutting going on. So we've got our photos. We know that we want to layer them up a little bit like that. And we want to use the wood grain as the backgrounds. But I think we're going to do like, let's just cut some of these, right? Let's make, let's do a 5-inch strip. And I definitely want to bring it at about 1 inch. And then with this one, we'll do about a 4-inch strip, but we need to go the correct way. Look at the way your pattern's going, Becky. Okay. And then we're going to trim this one off about 2 inches. Alright. We definitely need let's go with gathered twigs to just stress around the edges, right? Now I've had a lot of questions. A lot of people want to know on my ink cubes. I'll tell you guys, I've had some of these for years, and I have no re-inkers other than the black soot because it was on sale, and I knew that I needed to start probably buying re-inkers. But the little mini pads, they're easily stored. They sit right next to me in their little perspective tins, and I use them all the time. I use them more than I use any other ink because they're right there. They're handy. So if you're thinking about branching out into the distress inks, I recommend the mini cubes. First of all, they're cheaper. I don't know, they're perfect for me. I wish that the distress oxides came in the mini cubes. So we're just going to go ahead and ink the edges of all these papers. The only thing I wish these little foamy pads didn't tear them apart as much. Like my black one, I just need to order some more. Close to my heart carries them, so I usually just pick them up from there whenever I'm placing an order. Also want to let everyone know I'm running a little bit of a special. So my Close to My Heart website will be down below. And if you place an order anytime through April of 2022, you'll get a free gift. The order has to be over $50, and then I will send you a nice free gift. And trust me, you should see the gifts I sent out last month. So if you're wanting to pick anything up, now's the time. So I think we're just going to do something just like this, because I don't always do that. But you know what this background needs? Do I have any rose gold ink? Let's look. So, I know I have rose gold embossing powder, but I'm not sure. Oh, I do have copper, though. We might go with copper. Yeah, because I think that's more, let's see. All right. Let's just, no, we don't want that. I don't want the glaze. This is all of my Burroughs Monroe. Oh wait, I might actually have... I forgot about hyperpigments, but I have the aqua pigments. Ooh. I don't think it's going to work though. So I'm going to pull out the penny and the aqua pigment and the, what was that? The copper and the bronze pigment. That's just my swatch book. My book of glorious swatches, right? Alright, so now I gotta find the colors that I'm looking for. So here is the aqua pigment in copper. And, oh no, that's penny and this is copper. So we're gonna splatter the background first. Alright, so I have to go get some water, so I'll be right back and we'll do that together. Alright, we have our water. I've got my paintbrush, and this is just a size 8 round brush. So we're going to shake up our hyperpigment. And I usually just pour it out right here on my Glassboard Studio glass mat. And Glassboard Studios contacted me. They're 24 by 18 mat, magnetic. They have all of their mats are back in stock. So how awesome is that? So if you've been looking to get a new mixed media mat, Glassboard Studios is definitely what I recommend. And actually I have a code down below. If you use the code Rebecca20, you'll get 20% off on your entire purchase. So we're just going to do a nice little line right here. Right? Just a fun little line there, and then we're going to do right over here on the edge. Because the paper is going to fill everything else, so I don't want the whole background splattered. Let's rinse that off. But yeah, the Glassboard mat, look. It's easily cleaned up, you guys. Like, I should probably clean my desk a little more. But, alas, I do not. So let's see if you guys can... So that's the hyperpigment. And we are going to have to let this dry. And here is the penny aqua pigment. So they might be pretty comparable. We're going to find out. I've never done them on the same layout. So you might not even be able to tell a difference. I don't know. So we're just going to, I need a dot right there. So I feel like the aqua pigment is heavily, it's more pigmented. So it's a deeper, darker shade. But we'll definitely find out when everything is dry. And I'm going to let it dry naturally. So that there's no like little paper marks. So I'm just going to let this dry, and we will come back and get the rest of the layout assembled. They are dry. And I'm going to be honest, I don't see a difference between the hyperpigment and the aquapigment. Maybe that's why they don't have the hyperpigment anymore, because they've just switched it all over to aquapigment. I don't know. But if you want the copper color, get the aquapigment in Penny, right? I'll have my Brutus Monroe, is that right? It has to be. The Brutus Monroe website down below. So I'm just going to ink these edges. Not that it's going to make that big of a impact on it. It's going to give it a little bit of shading, but I also don't want to have the white core from the back showing through. And now you can go like this, but I like the edge to be hit just a little bit, like the edge of the paper. So that's why I flick out. It's always best to make sure your ink pad isn't, you know, going to flick little ink things. Like my black one actually like throws little pieces of the foam because it's so old, and I'm just too lazy to switch it. True story. And this is the last edge. Alright. And again, that's the Gathered Twigs Distress ink. So now we want to take these two little guys, and we're going to put this one right about there, and then this one's going to go right here, so that you just have several different layers. And I think that's really, really, I like it. So just to ensure that I get this down somewhat on the straight side, right? I just want to make sure to come in with the T-square ruler and just pop it right into place. And if you see, I am taking the back side and kind of putting it where I think it's going to look good, because there's ATG on it. We almost put that on upside down. And I'm actually just going to move that a little bit over. So we have those. And I need to ink these edges because I want to keep everything uniform. And sometimes I forget to do that, so it's okay. There'll be some things that'll have inked edges, other things that won't. The only thing is we just got to be very careful and pull it up off the picture. And yeah, I ripped it, but we're going to put it right back down, so it's okay. But you don't want a portion of it inked, and if I would have tried to ink that, it would have been a mess. And this will just keep everything looking the same, but with all the dark colors, I think you need to have, I mean, I know the pinks are a lighter color, but they're a muted. They're like a fall, which is why this works well, because homecomings are always in the fall, aren't they? And so again, I'm just going to put this back on there, as we had it somewhat before. And because they're wonky edges, we're going to go ahead and, oh, see, I think I need a little bit of spray over there. Don't you guys agree? I feel like. So we don't use up all the aqua pigment. Let's just use some of the hyperpigment again. Now, this time, because I don't want it to get onto this paper, we're just going to put some little plastic down, and we're just going to come and kind of just do this right in this general area, just to I don't know, I guess. And then let's make sure when we bring the picture back. Alright. So there we go. So now we're going to have to let that dry again. I apologize. That's something that I probably should have foreshadowed. So we'll let this dry and we'll be back. Alright, we're all dry. So now let's get this layered up. I'm going to pop this one up on some foam. Just because that's what we do, right? So, alright, like that. And then pull this in. We're going to add my dry adhesive. And I always add liquid adhesive as well, just because, as you've seen, like that first strip, the ATG doesn't always want to stick. So just to ensure, we add liquid adhesive as well. We're going to make Whitney, this picture here, the center picture. And just kind of pop that on. And now we have all these fun elements. Ooh. So, let's see, note to self. Maybe that one. There's beauty and simplicity. No. So these are all going to go over here. I'm actually going to probably keep this together because I do have two large scraps and I might end up making a second layout, right? So let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's add another layer behind just to bring in some of this blue. Stick right about there. And I'm just using the ink that's left on the pad just to keep everything matching. So I hope you guys are having a lovely Tuesday. I won't know because it's not Tuesday for me yet, right? So we're just kind of going to try to get in here the best we can. It's not going to be like fabulous. But it is what it is at this point. So we just want to make sure we're going to stick this guy right there. And see about putting the dream. It's kind of like the title. Just adding a few drops of the liquid adhesive. Get that guy on there. Dream is our title. Let's see. This says busy but blessed, but we are not going to use that. We're just going to use a little bit of the pink for kind of some layering. And let's see. that up there. Now that's a rub-on. It's old. Let's just check to see how well it still works. And we are going on the lip of the paper. So we have to make sure that it's really, really down, right? I'm not sure if that worked. The good thing is you can just line them back up in the areas that you missed. So that's just kind of a subtle element behind, you know, because it's not really that like pop in your face. I don't know this how fun is going to work because how fun. Just stick this because I like to stick elements onto the page. No. Alright, so let's come in with all of these fussy cut flowers, and maybe not all of them, but we are going to get quite a number of them on, and I'm not going to ink the edges of these guys. But we are going to cover up, whoa, a little bit of that joy, because I feel like it's not really what I was looking for, right? Which is, it's okay. I got it used. It's more of a background piece now. So we're going to get all these in here and just kind of layer them up to create fun little clusters. And I want to grab all the edge pieces first, just so I know that I can get those tucked. And these smaller guys require liquid glue. Then we'll just come in and start getting the rest of the florals. And I don't want to cover up that whole tag because then that kind of defeats the purpose of it being up there. So we're just going to kind of start tucking things in and around. And ones like this, we want to get a little bit of a multi-use out of, right? So we start coming in and popping them down like so. And then we'll tuck So it did take quite some time to fussy cut all of these little guys out, but I think in the end it's worth it. Like, the extra time that you take to fussy cut in, you know, fulfill the layout. And I'm just doing the swag up there and the swag down there, but it does add a little something extra. We probably will not be getting these all on there. I'm just going to take this and we're going to run it. Okay, so we are going to like do a little tuck. So I need another one to fill that up. And I always like to have just a small portion of them. Just kind of going up, and we're going to come down over here. Whoa. So I kind of like the way that one's looking. This one needs to actually be tucked in just a smidge more. Alright, so we have tons left over that we can use on another layout. So we'll just keep this together. Let's see. There we go. I'm going to use the soft pink ones. We're going to just pop them around. We're going to use all this size just to kind of come in and give just a little bit more texture, a little lump and bump on the page. Not really requires a lot. I think the background I really like the way it's looking. Do you guys ever do that? You just make a layout and you're like, yes, it came together like it did in my head. Oh, come on. See if I can get these little guys on here. I make no promises because they are like teeny. So, I do hope you guys will go check out all my friends that play along. Today there's always a different group. People just kind of having fun. It always makes everything more exciting when you have a group of wonderful people to play along. Just going to get these little guys on here. I think that's going to do it for our layout today. So this is a fun, just random kit that it was put together. And now it is done. So that's going to do it. So remember to always be kind. Check everyone else out down below if you want to pick any of this stuff up. I do have my affiliate links as well. And I will see you guys later with another video.